In a must-see interview, Trey Gowdy hints Fisa memo will expose Hillary Clinton's true role in Steele Dossier scandal by Joshua Kaplan for thegatewaypundit.com. In a must-see interview with Fox News Sunday, Representative Trey Gowdy hinted by way of asking a series of rhetorical questions to host Christopher Wallace that the Fisa abuse memo will expose Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee's true role in obtaining the Steele dossier. You could just imagine his Wallace's face. We're going to watch the clip, so I just want to get... let's watch the clip first, and then we'll know where to go.
This memo is nothing but the distilling, the reducing of thousands of pages of documents provided to us by the department and the Bureau. So there's nothing in this memo that the department is not already aware of. If you think your viewers want to know whether or not the dossier was used in court proceedings, whether or not it was vetted before it was used, whether or not it's ever been vetted, if you are interested in who paid for the dossier, if you're interested in Christopher Steele's relationship with Hillary Clinton and the Democrat National Committee, then yes, you'll want the memo to come out. If you're Adam Schiff, who is consistently wrong when it comes to issues of disclosure, he didn't want us to find out any of this information, Chris. He fought. In fact, GPS went to court. Fusion GPS went to court to keep us from finding out that the Democrats paid for the dossier. So if you're Adam Schiff, of course you don't want the information to come out. You didn't want us to find it in the first place. This memo answers what I think are really legitimate questions, and I do think the FBI should look at it before it is released, and I have provided that counsel to Chairman Nunes, and I think that he has taken that under advisement. So I want to play face-up poker. I want the Bureau to know everything that's in the memo. I think you'll be surprised. It is not a hit piece on the department and the FBI. I would not have participated in it if that's what it was.
Let me pick up on this, because the reports are, and you've kind of indicated that in your answer, that the memo centers on this question of the Fisa application, the Department of Justice FBI application in 2016 for a warrant to conduct electronic surveillance against this fellow, then Trump campaign manager Carter Page. Your complaint, according to reports, is that you say that when they made that application, they didn't talk about the role of the Russia dossier, and especially the fact that it was opposition research paid for by the Clinton campaign. The Democrats, and yes, Adam Schiff is leading the charge, say you're cherry-picking the information. One, that the Fisa warrant on it, Carter Page, is not as central as you're making it, and two, that there was a lot more in the application than just the dossier, that the FBI did not rely just on the dossier to get the warrant.
Well, I can't even confirm for you that there is a Fisa warrant, and I can't confirm for you who it's on because that is classified, and I'm not going to disseminate classified information. I'll just ask you again, are you interested in whether or not the world's premier law enforcement agency relied on a work product produced, paid for by the Democrat National Committee? Are you interested in whether or not
I guess the question I'm just asking is this, sir. And yes, I can understand you're not going to confirm it, but we're talking about the Fisa warrant of Carter Page. Did they rely just on the dossier, or did they rely on a lot of other material?
Well, for me to answer that question is confirmation that there is one. Let me ask you this, Chris. If they relied on it half, is that significant enough for the American people to know? If they relied on it at all, do you want to know that? If you're the judge, do you want to know if a third of what you're providing to the court was paid for by a political opponent? So whether it was relied upon 80% or 20%, do you want to know that the Democrat National Committee paid for material that was never vetted, that was included in a court proceeding? Do you want to know whether or not the primary source in these court proceedings had a bias against one candidate? Do you want to know whether or not he said he'd do anything to keep that candidate from becoming elected?
You see how? You see, he won't answer that. Anyway, in a tweet Sunday, Ross noted Gowdy's cryptic question about whether or not the dossier's primary source was motivated to keep, presumably, Trump from being elected president of the United States. Do you want to know whether or not the primary source in these court proceedings had a bias against one candidate? Do you want to know whether or not he said he'd do anything to keep that candidate from becoming president? Gowdy's reference to a source who said they opposed Donald Trump is unclear, though he would seem to be talking about Christopher Steele, the former British spy who wrote the Dossier. Chuck Ross. Gowdy gives strong clues as to what's in the Fisa abuse memo. Not that we don't already have an idea what's in it. Also makes this cryptic remark in interview with Chris Wallace. Do you want to know, right? You see? That they do anything to keep the candidate out. And Chris Wallace wasn't even answering that. He wouldn't answer it. He came back with another question. Up to now, we know the Clinton campaign was involved in obtaining the dossier, as Hillary Clinton herself admitted to paying for the opposition research on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. New York Post Paul Sperry reported this week that Clinton had contractual control over how the dossier was disseminated. DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign had contractual control over how the product they paid for was used and disseminated. That means Simpson and Steele had to first consult with Clinton campaign lawyers before taking the dossier to the FBI and to the media. Ergo, Hillary coordinated FBI hit, tweeted Sperry. Absolutely. Gowdy's comments come on the heels of Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley and Senator Lindsey Graham sending letters to Democrats operatives demanding information regarding their connection to the former British spy and dossier author Christopher Steele. DNC, Hillary for America, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazil, John Podesta, and Joel Benison seeking docs reference Christopher Steele. All received letters, reported Newsweek's Max Kuttner. Just now, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley sent letters to DNC, Hillary for America, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazil, John Podesta, Joel Benenson, seeking docs reference Christopher Steele. And there you have it. Of course, but you see how the mainstream media wants to spin it again. But again, they're paid by CIA, and they are CIA-backed operatives. So what do you expect from them? That's why it's just even disgraceful to even watch those programs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.